Check one, check one.
Pick one.
Check.
All right. You guys ready?
Yep.
Let's do it.
do it.
Transition.
All right.
All right.
Woo! All right. Hopefully everyone can hear us. Welcome. My name is Dalton Hawkins. I am the director here at the Idaho Esports Association. Welcome to spring 2025. I need to mute this because that's going to drive me absolutely nuts. Welcome. Joining me with me today, we have Nate Sarazola. We got Mitchell Young and Garrick Cohn. I don't think that's your last name. Sorry. I never say your last name. Welcome. We're going to go through this. This is a little bit more kind of geared towards coaches. However, players, you are more than welcome to stick around, see what's coming up this year. I am super excited for what's coming up this year. So let's get going. Hopefully if I click the right thing. All right, so a little bit of a season recap for us for 2024. We have our high school state champions. We got Overwatch 2 from Meridian Tech Charter High School. Valorant was Bishop Kelly. Rocket League, Rigby. Apex Legends was Valley View. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Crew was Boise High School. And then in our combined the league that we had last year, we had League of Legends, Mountain Home High School taking home the trophy that night, from that event. Super fun. If you were there, you know what was going on. If not, we hope to see you at state this year. Hopefully you can qualify.
Yeah, and just to kick off with that, the middle school season, last year was our first season with middle school, and we had Valorant, Smash, Mario Kart 8, and Rocket League. In both Valorant and Rocket League, Taylorview Middle School showed out and showed up, and they kicked some butt. Smash Brothers, Rigby Middle School, they took that one, and Mario Kart 8, Lavoie Junior High out of Boise did that one, and let me tell you, that was a close match, 36-33 for the winning numbers. Like that came to the wire. It was awesome.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, it was super fun. Last year was our first year, correct, of having middle school, or did we do it the year before? I can't remember.
Nope, last year was our first one.
Yeah, last year was our first one. We had a few going in that quite a few schools. We're hoping for a few more this year. We got a few combined high school, middle schools where they're going to start having some more middle school players. So really excited to see that coming up. Let's just keep going. So we are the Idaho Esports Association. We're a group of educators and administrators in the state of Idaho who have come together to create an organization focused on high school and middle school students being able to participate in the world of esports. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and we most recently, and we'll talk about this here in a second, joined the Interstate Scholastic Esports Association. Again, we'll talk about them here in a second, but thing to know is we're a bunch of teachers that are doing this as volunteer because we love esports, and we're super excited to give students in the state of Idaho this opportunity as much as possible. So our players, as you can guess, come from all across the state of Idaho. We have high school, we got middle school. I think some schools they're starting to ask us, "Hey, can we do elementary?" I just can't pull the trigger on that one yet. I'm sorry, guys. I don't have the bandwidth for that right now. But I would say everything. We are all very much the same because we have one thing in common, and that is gaming. We have that, across the state. It's super cool being at that state event. We're able to see all those reactions and all that interaction that happens with each other. I think there's definitely been some fast rivalries and friendships that have kind of grown from this competition. Like I said, our whole thing is to try to provide the best that we can to our best ability. We're pretty small. There's 4 of us on the board, and we are making this happen. That's kind of what our mindset is a little bit. So our big thing is, hey, if you have questions, if you have someone that's interested in the state of Idaho, have them reach out to us, info@idahoesports.gg. That's the best way to get a hold of us. As I mentioned earlier, we did join the ISEA, Interstate Scholastic Esports Association. The big move for that, you're not going to see it too much on the player side, maybe not even on the coaches side so much. But what this does is this gives us the opportunity to be able to sit down with the developer and get the licensing and get the rights to be able to play a game. We're going to be asked this question, and so I'm just going to cover it right now. No, we don't have modern Marvel Rivals yet. However, being part of this group has definitely opened that door to be able to have this, and this is something that, like, you know, HSEL, Generation Esports, those big national titles are able to come to talk about. Now with our partnership with ISEA, it cost us nothing. We're able to have that sit down with those developers and kind of get that that inroad with them. Um, so, like I said, we are made up of 4 individuals. My name is Dalton Hawkins. I don't think you can see me on my video, so I just motioned to nobody. So, I am an esports coach. I've been at Sandpoint High School for the last 8 years, and I'm coaching Sandpoint High School for the last, this is year 3 of middle school. I am the league commissioner slash director of the Idaho Esports Association, and I'm also a member of the National Association of Esports Coaches and Directors Advisory Board. Like I said, I'm at Sandpoint High School. This is me winning Apex, or not winning Apex, taking second in Apex last year. Valley View, you got lucky because we were on stage, so we didn't get to warm up.
All right, and my name is Nate Sarazola. I am the de facto Treasure Valley coordinator for the Idaho Esports Association. I'm also the tournament organizer. So if you have any complaints about the brackets, they can all go to me, and I will take all feedback into that and things like that. So I'm also the only person that's single-handedly keeping Apex alive. That's a joke. I love Apex. It's my primary game. And I think there's no doubt about that. Apex is my game. So I'm also the Canva guy. So happy to help out. Happy to if any of you need help with Canva design, stream overlays, you name it. Please reach out to me. I am always open ears to help out with that. I'm over at Bishop Kelly High, and unlike Dalton, this is me winning first place, and my Valorant team taking the gold last year. So looking forward to the season. Looking forward to the healthy competition. It's the best part of the year.
And my name's Mitch Young. I forgot to send Nate my picture, but I did get my blurb in there. I'm the financial officer for IEA. I teach science at Burley High School. My game, like Nate's passions with Apex, mine's with Smash Brothers. Last year, we got third. We're coming back for first, and so yeah, Burley's excited to be here.
Mitch, in case you're not watching the stream, he did get your photo up there, so they know it's you.
Oh, sorry.
Nice. I was just gonna make a joke about how the Wildcat looks pretty good with the mustache and stuff. It looks really like Mitch. You'll know when you see him. So I'm Garrett Cohn. I am the middle school director for the IEA. I teach 7th grade English. I have been doing esports for a really long time. I did amateur level Smite before I took a break from that and focused on being a dad and going back to school to get my teaching degree and all that stuff. I'm happy to be a part of the District 91 Esports Council. Esports is basically my life at this point, and so I'm really happy to be here. Really happy to be a part of the middle school side of things. It's been a blessing.
Thank you. Yeah, we're happy to have you on board. Definitely makes my life a lot easier. I knew that we needed middle school, and he stepped up and just said, "Hey, I'll take on middle school." I was like, "Yours. Have fun, bud." All right. Okay. So here's what like half of y'all are here for, of what we are gonna have available this season. So for the 2025 kickoff, we have Overwatch 2, and this is for the high school. We got Overwatch 2, we got Valorant, Rocket League, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Crew Battles 3v3. That is an update. We got Fortnite. That is new this year. Super excited to get with Fortnite. Epic was super, I don't know, epic to help hook us up with a couple accounts so we can run a Fortnite event. Apex this year, slight change, is going to be doing a crossover with the middle school. So middle schoolers will be able to compete in Apex Legends, and they will be able to take home the state trophy. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. And much like we did last year, League of Legends is going to be doing a crossover with the middle school. Again, middle schoolers going to be able to take on and win a state championship in League of Legends, basically like almost in the high school division. So high schools step up and make sure those middle schoolers don't get the state win over a bunch of high schoolers. Like, how embarrassing would that be, right? Here you go.
I mean, it'd be some serious bragging rights, so for the middle.
Right.
So for middle school this year, we are expanding our list as well. We've got Mario Kart 8, Valorant, Rocket League, Smash, all coming back. We are going to be doing 3v3 Smash, just like the high school. We try to make sure we're marching lockstep in about 99% of things with the high school rulings. And just as a reiteration, we do have the opportunity to have middle schoolers doing Apex Legends and League of Legends. That is crossover with the high school. Now, I know some people are going to ask, why not Fortnite? We're not doing Fortnite for middle school primarily because Epic has really stringent rules on ages and ranges. And even with like parent permission slips and stuff, we run the risk of losing it. And so we decided that it would be better for the state if we just cut it at ninth grade and up. So middle school won't be able to do Fortnite, though you can do Apex Legends.
Yeah, thanks for clarifying that. Can middle school students be mixed in with high school and Smash? HDS, go ahead and like send us a note on that. Typically, we'd probably say no if we can separate them, but we can have that discussion. Sorry, I'm reading chat as we go through. This will be available after the stream ends, just so you know. Okay. As we mentioned before, combined titles, these are ones where the middle schools and high school teams are playing against each other, so they're actually going to be mixed together in the same groupings. Apex, League of Legends, the default time and ranking is going to be going by the organizing group. League of Legends, and admittedly, I think we already have these posted for you guys on our website, idahoesports.gg. And so Apex is going to be done by the high school, so that one is set at 4:45 Mountain on Wednesdays. I think we're going to get to
Yeah.
there here in a second.
Yeah, 45 Mountain.
Yeah, any team in these crossover events is eligible to win that state trophy, or title, or whatever we want to call that. Okay. All right, up next, Nate, why don't you cover this one?
Yeah, so upcoming major event, we are again working with Boise State to do a kind of preseason tournament, and this is going to be the 2025 Winter Games. This is, I think, the second or third year running now that we are doing a Winter Games event. It is a free event, and everyone can participate. So, kind of a little bit on that. Overwatch, the three games that will be offered at this event are Overwatch, Rocket League, and Valorant. Depending on registration amount, the Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of that week will have a pre-qualifier that will be all online. And the top teams, I believe the top 8 teams in each game, if you make in the top 8 from that qualifier, you will compete in person at Boise State. The 30th for Overwatch, the 31st for Rocket League, and the 1st for Valorant. On the 30th and the 31st, match times will start at, I believe, 4:30, 4 or 4:30, meaning nobody misses any school, which is always a positive. And for Valorant, matches will start at 1 p.m. And the first question is, well, if it's open to anybody, but there's in person at Boise State, I don't live near Boise State, do I need to travel? The answer to that question is no. You are more than welcome to compete virtually the entire tournament. If your team does qualify and you're unable to travel to Boise State, that is totally okay. It is accommodating to you guys, and we will and you are more than welcome to compete, and you'll still be able to compete virtually even at the in-person part there. There'll be prizing and a whole bunch of really fun stuff with that. Yeah, we're super looking forward to that. Boise State's stoked for getting that going. So if you are interested, there will be a registration opening up in League OS for this event, hopefully tomorrow. So we'll send a ping out to everybody. If you haven't used League OS yet or don't have your school set up, we're happy to kind of help walk you through to get you guys signed up on that. But registration will open Wednesday and open tomorrow, and it will close in a week. So super looking forward to that. I don't remember if there's anything else I needed to say on that, but that's the kind of main stuff there. So yeah.
Good opportunity to go and check out that Boise State event or center, esports center, esports.
Yep.
What is
And
it?
I guess
Arena. There we go.
a potential on that as well. There might be a tournament happening at the IETA conference the week after. So just keep your email inboxes open for more information on that. So.
Yeah, and I just wanted to really quick interject. We're all super excited for this. I forgot to get the slide done. This is 100% on me. But District 91 is holding a regional invitational to anybody who wants to. It is all in person in Idaho Falls. So I know that does preclude some teams from making the trip out there, but that's happening January 25th. If you want to reach out on Discord to Coach McAllister or Coach Ballinger, they're kind of the ones taking charge on point for that. But they did ask me to put that up here. The team already gave me the okay, but I did not make a slide, so I apologize, and I'm completely derailing this. So
No.
Make sure I got that out there.
Also, on that, Garrick, it reminds me, this is a high school level tournament, so this is for high school teams. There might be a chance that there is a middle school showcase, and we'll send information to middle school coaches out for there. But we are going to, or this is high school level only. I see a question in the chat on League OS here. If you've registered last year in League OS, do we need to re-register again this year? Your school is already made. Your teams will already be there. You'll have to change your membership, and yes, you will have to re-register for this year's season. But we'll cover that here in just a little bit when we talk about League OS. So.
So thing that always comes together with, hey, we're having this event. What is it going to cost? We always try and keep this as affordable as possible. If you want to know our pricing structure and how we figure out these costs the way that we do, you can kind of ask us about that. We can figure it out. We're using the same pricing structure as we did in years past. So Fortnite is going to be a 3-player game, so $30. Overwatch 2, 50. Valorant, 50. Apex, 30. Rocket League, 30. League of Legends, 15. Super Smash Bros. Crew, 30. And Mario Kart, I have it on there for high schools, but 20. Middle school, yours is typically cheaper, except for in Apex and League of Legends. That's going to be the same cost because you are doing stuff with that high school group. And I really want to make sure that people are really clear on this. If you are a coach or if you're an organization and you know that these costs are going to be prohibitive to you, please reach out. We have all been there. This still isn't a state sanctioned activity, so a lot of us I know are doing our own fundraising. And if this would stop your team from being able to play, please let us know, and we can definitely make things happen. We're all volunteer, so we don't need to. We're not trying to pay our all of our stuff.
I want to add to that as well, Dalton. For those who there's a question here. Mario Kart is not going to be a high school level event, right? There will
Mario Kart is not a dedicated high school level event.
Yeah.
For schools that do want to participate, the middle school has open arms for anybody who wants to join us.
Yeah.
It will be a middle school event, which means no in-state event. It'll be all online, just like the rest of the middle school championships. You are welcome to join us, but it is going to be we started for the middle school, but we realized we had some high schools asking to join. and we didn't have the time or bandwidth to open up a second season. So we're just kind of going to combine everybody into one season for this year. So it's not a high school dedicated event. However, high school teams are welcome to join the middle school.
So, we'll get more to that. If you have a high schoolers who are interested in the Mario Kart 8, reach out to Garrick and he'll share some more information on that in a bit. But on this as well, the question is a couple questions. Yes, this is per team, not per player, right? So essentially, this boils down to you got 3 players for Apex. It's $10 a kid, right? If you have 6 players on your Overwatch team, it's just a little bit under $10 per kid, right? So that's the kind of the way that you can factor it. Coaches, you can figure out how you want to potentially charge your players for that, if you want to charge that, or if the school has funding for that. But this is the cost per team. The number one question, we get as well as, well, Play Versus offers their season for free, right? If you are attracted to Play Versus because it's free, and you wouldn't be able to pay it, like Dalton said, you wouldn't be able to pay these league fees. We'd rather you guys compete with us because we have a whole Idaho season. Because this is Idaho Esports, you play against Idaho schools, all that's guaranteed. So come talk to us, right? We never want price to be that prohibited thing. So I do see some Nate V Math fans in the chat. So W's for last year Apex.
And answering the question about where do we pay, last year what I did is I used PayPal to generate the invoice and I sent that out. You can pay through PayPal. You got the Stripe. If I know there's some schools that still have to pay through check, and we just sent that to Dalton last year.
Yep.
So if you have any questions on like anything like that, message me. Like I said, I'll make the invoice because I know everyone wants an invoice, and then there's lots of options for paying, and it just will kind of depend on what your school wants.
Yeah. As Mitch just covered, we'll be trying to send those out via Stripe if you guys need it. Via PayPal, we can do that. Stripe, just because it has a lower processing fee, so it saves us some money. The even lower processing fee is for us to send it. Is to send me a check, and that way we don't have to pay any processing fee, just my time. Our expectation is that you are paid by the 3rd week of competition, or at least like 2-3 weeks after we send you the cost, what we need. If you don't pay or don't communicate with us, like, hey, we need more time, anything like that stuff, this can result in removal from the season, and can very much disqualify your teams from competing for the state championship. We do have stuff that we have to pay for, and that's what we use a lot of this stuff for, and we're trying to build up our funds so that then we can host even bigger events. We do not issue refunds for incomplete seasons. So okay, yes, I think, are we all good? Can we move on? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we have a challenge for you guys, but we also want to talk about streaming. So we encourage you guys, if your school district allows it, to stream or record your matches. Share it with us. We want to show off your players. We have coaches. We have college coaches that watch our streams. They watch for stuff like this. They are really into this type of stuff. So if you can, you're more than welcome to. I'm definitely I'm trying to get better at streaming our matches and stuff like that. So I definitely have some resources to share with you guys. Teams, for the most part, are allowed to have one streamer or coach, but you are typically restricted to spectating only your team. So our challenge to everybody, because getting Twitch is actually a way for you guys to potentially raise money. Follow each other on Twitch and YouTube and whatever you guys do. We have a Discord. Drop your Discord, or drop your guys' Twitch, your school Twitches in there. And coaches, I know it seems a little whatever. Go in and follow each other, like each other. It costs you nothing. You don't have to subscribe on Twitch or anything like that, but go in and follow. So
And
that's what we're challenging you guys to, and that way we can ping hey, you want to go watch a game? We can throw it out on X or whatever. Go watch here, and so that just gives you an option.
And so for additional context on that, to get ad revenue and to get the and to get you guys the little subscription button in Twitch and honestly in YouTube as well, with viewers and subscribers. In order to get monetization on Twitch, it's 50 followers. So if 50 people follow your account, then you'll get the subscription, you'll get the sub button, which also gets you access to Twitch Prime subs, which everybody gets a free sub every single month. If you have an Amazon Prime account, and it's like a free $2.50 for every sub, and that little bit goes a long way sometimes, right? That could be the pizza party at the end of your celebration or something, right? So it's a really big thing. Follow each other. Just letting you guys know now, I know we're probably going to get a lot of questions about streaming. On the website, and I believe the general rules, we have a whole outline thing about streaming. We'll also send out communication about what is the minimum delay that you need on the stream, stuff like that. I think one of the main resident, Dalton, Garrett, all four of us, we're pretty well versed in streaming. I've got a lot of the like make it pretty side of it. Dalton's got a lot of the technical nitty gritty. I've worked on some stuff like restreaming for free and using themes like Stream Elements and all that stuff. So if you have any questions, you want to get streaming started, you have streaming started but want to like increase the game, feel free to reach out to us because we are happy to get this because like Dalton said, I have Boise State and U of I following the Bishop Kelly stream and people watch. I've got players from all sorts of colleges that have followed and subbed to the stream. So it's a really, really, really good way to get information out there and get gameplay. And it's also a really good way just to have historical data of your matches because it all gets saved on YouTube and all gets saved on Twitch. And that way you can just go back, look back at the seasons. Kids can highlight their clips and create montages to send to college coaches. So it's sick. So highly recommend streaming. And if you, like I said, if you need any help or have any questions, feel free to reach out to one of us or any one of the brilliant folks that also streams.
And actually, you know what? Let's just do this. Like, here's your challenge right now. Whatever you're watching this on YouTube or Twitch, like follow or subscribe. Like, do that right now. Like, just click the
To
little
ours. Yeah,
To
so
us,
we can
to
get the
us,
sub
Idaho
button.
Esports.
Yeah, give us the sub button. The other really cool thing about that as well is last year I got a HelloFresh sponsorship. People were like, "How'd you get that? How'd you get that?" I got 50 followers and I use Stream Elements. Like, and I got a promo an affiliate code for HelloFresh. Right? You could get fun stuff like that. You could get Roblox sponsorships to do fun things on the off season and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
everybody go follow because we got more than 50 people even just watching this live right now. So,
Yeah. All right. Let's go on for streaming. All right. So here's what you got to do to register as a coach. So you need to, if you haven't already, coaches, you need to join your League OS school. If you don't have that access, maybe you're a new coach, or maybe you're just a new coach. You can email us info@idahoesports.gg. We can send you a link that connects you to your school. If you're having trouble, you can also just blast us a message. We will try our best. We are not the developers, so we do have limited access on what we can do with this, but we are more than willing to try and help. Once you have access to your school, you're able to create an invite to your students that you can send out in whatever way you are comfortable with doing via school email. If you guys have a Discord server, you can do that. Whatever you kind of do, you can use that. Now, no, those invite links are good for getting into your school's account. So don't just post them on your X page, because then anybody that follows your X or sees your X could log in and become like one of your students. Students, they are going to need to fill out their game linking information. So they need to be connected. There's like a connections page. They should put in their Riot connection, battle.net, Steam. Even if they're only playing one title, just go ahead and have them do it ahead of time. That way they don't really ever have to come back. One thing that has kind of been brought up by multiple organizations is coaches, please tell your students to choose their username for the season before the season starts and before they do the connection. If they change their username after they've made that connection, they're going to have to go and redo that connection. So, hey, choose your username that you're going with. It should be school friendly, and go through. So, And then please try and have your teams registered by February 6th. Everything should be open now. Let me know if not. Yeah, all this is on League OS. Sorry. This is all happening on League OS. I was looking at the wrong part of the chat, so that's why that did that. Okay. Let's see, teams. So schools, you can have as many teams as you want to field, but however, we do suggest thinking about subs since we don't cost them anything. They don't cost you anything. So for state play-in, every school who competed for the entirety of the season will get to participate. At this point in time, and we might, this might have to change depending on turnouts and stuff like that. Only one team per game is allowed to go to the state play-in. You could play as many teams as you want during regular competition, but for right now, at this moment in time, until we get a better idea of numbers, because we're just growing every year, only one team per game is allowed to play. It's up to you as the coach to determine who represents your school. Pick your best tank, pick your best DPS, pick your best support, or whoever works and flows the best. That's kind of the best way to go about that. So you have to have a roster for your teams. Like we're kind of done with the days of spreadsheets where it was Bishop Kelly has a Overwatch team, and that's as far as we cared. Nope, kids need to be on the roster. So they need to have their correct accounts. They need to have the roster. Like I said, don't change your screen name until after the season's done. I know you found like the newest, coolest meme name, but like keep it the same throughout the whole thing. Names in the game need to match League OS. The only exception to this is Super Smash Bros. Crew and Mario Kart. The reason for the exception for Crew and Mario Kart is we don't need to add time to those events by like, oh, we need to log out and we need to change something, change it to the other thing and do all that. Smash Bros and Mario Kart, it is a little bit more of an honor-based system in terms of we trust that you are playing who you say you play. It just adds a layer of complexity that if you do things like HSEL or Valhalla or anyone like that does this, you have to have separate accounts as well, and so that's a little tough. So, okay. So we do also have a Discord. If you go on our website, idahoesports.gg, at the very bottom, you'll see a link to our Discord. You're definitely welcome to join that. In League OS, there is an ability to connect to Discord, connect your Discord account. I recommend it because it offers a way to sign in, as well as it will grant you roles. So coaches, if you want a team chat in our Discord, let us know. We can turn that on. And yeah, to help us out, send us your team like League OS like site, and that helps us go a lot faster. Please note that IEA, like us, like so myself, Garrick, Mitch and Nate, we can see all of the chats going on. So just know that and keep it student content friendly. Nate.
I hit the wrong button. There we go. All right. So, for this thing, in our attempt to get you guys quickly into games, we are gonna post a form here and also send this out as well for you guys to report what time your school gets released. So we have the league separated into two leagues: the Pacific League and the Mountain League, and this is simply down to or based off of when does your school get out / what time zone you're in. It's not big school, small school, nothing like that. It's just to kind of make sure we do that. So in order for games to start at 3:45 your local time, or 4:45 if you're Apex or Fortnite, which is the combined time. If your team or if your school is released prior to 3:30 p.m. Mountain / 2:30 p.m. Pacific time, you will be put into the Mountain League. If you are released after 3:30 p.m. Mountain or 2:30 p.m. Pacific, you're going to be placed into Pacific League. So all my Mountain time zone schools that get out at 4 p.m., you guys will compete in the Pacific League, and your matches will be at 4:45 p.m. Mountain. So that way you don't have to worry about cutting to school and every team has the ability to have a little bit of warm-up time, setup time, stuff like that before your matches start. So for the middle school, all matches start at 3:45 Mountain Time, 2:45 Pacific. So that's just kind of how that rolls. And Garrick, you can I'll let you speak a little more on that. So
yeah, I'm going to butt in on this one just real quick. For the middle school, we understand we are a smaller group, and so we have, we say 3:45. That being said, some of the teams in our area don't, or in the middle school rather, don't get out until 3:50 or almost 4 o'clock. So as you are getting and going through these matches in the middle school, if you are part of one of the middle school events, make sure that you communicate with your opponent. That way we can ensure that everybody has a fair shot at it. 3:45 is our declared start time. However, because we do have schools that don't get out until after that, that is a flexible time, and we need to rely on you coaches as the people to the arbiters of this to help ensure that everybody has the best experience. If you do have any concerns or issues, you can reach out to the middle school council and we'll introduce them. I'll introduce them to y'all at another time.
yeah, so thanks for that, Garrick. So again, just to kind of qualify, this is you'll be put in one of the leagues based off of when your school gets out of school, essentially. So if for whatever reason, one of the other things in this as well is if your kids are playing at home or at school, that will also help us determine. So make sure you answer that honestly. If there's a hybrid in there, make sure you answer that honestly as well. We're not going to set a team in the Pacific League. If you, let's say your school gets out at 3 p.m. Mountain Time, we're not going to set you in the Pacific League even if you want to, because that gives you an unfair advantage of warm-up time and things like that, unless your kids have to travel home from school and things like that. So as with all things, if you have any questions or need some help or aren't really quite sure how to fill out the form, or you have a special case or something like that, please just shoot us an email at info@idahoesports.gg, because of the fact that with that, wow, brain is breaking. Send us there, and we work out, right? Again, we're a small group. We like to make sure everybody can compete. We don't want to put any barriers in here that things like that. We're always happy to hear your case if you have a case. So please reach out if you're not quite sure or you have some extraneous circumstances. So cool.
All right, so game days. High school on Mondays we're gonna have Super Smash Bros. And Fortnite. Fortnite is a set time. So Fortnite is a set time. It is 4:45 Mountain. The reason that this is later than the other ones is because we are having Pacific and Mountain playing together on this. Super Smash Bros. Is at 3:45 your local time, or whatever time zone that you're in. So if you're with the Mountain League, that is 3:45 Mountain. If you're in the Pacific League, that's 3:45 Pacific. Valorant is on Tuesdays at 3:45 again. Whatever's group that you are with. Rocket League 3:45 on Wednesdays. Apex again, we are combining the leagues together, and we are going to have that's going to be at 4:45 Mountain Standard, so 3:45 Pacific for all groups. Overwatch is going to be at 3:45 on Thursdays for the group that you're in, and then League of Legends is on Fridays at 3:45. There was one question that Ryan put in there, and then he was like, "Oh, I was too fast," because we answered the question that he was going to ask. So yeah, there is League of Legends on Fridays for the high school. Garrett, you're up.
All right. Okay, so for middle school, our times are going to be, they're offset a little bit just because of we have middle schools and high schools working together, and so we had to try and make sure that we weren't using the same software at the same time. So on Tuesdays, you'll have your Super Smash Brothers 3:45. Wednesday we'll be doing Rocket League at 3:45, and then Apex at 4:45. Remember Apex, we're going to be doing that with the high schoolers. Thursday we'll be doing Mario Kart 3:45 Mountain Time. Now, if there is a high school team that is joining us and your schedule doesn't line up with that, please reach out so we can kind of make some adjustments. As of right now, the plan for Mario Kart is 3:45 Mountain Standard Time. But like I said, we are more than happy to do some flexing to make sure we can get everybody in there. Friday, middle schoolers will be playing Valorant at 3:45, and we will also be having League of Legends at the same time at 3:45. I know for some teams and some schools, this is going to cause some conflict. In the end, we ended up having, as the middle school council, we had to make a decision that was best for the state, not best for the individual teams. And that's what we ended up going with.
All right, cool. All right. So one thing we pitched this last year. I don't know how many people did it. Kind of a unified esports. So if you don't know, this is to try and help include students that have special needs or anything like that. And it kind of goes towards our mission of our win condition is kids playing games. And so what we want to do is put it out there. If you in other sports such as basketball or I don't even know football, they sometimes have like they call it fifth quarter, and this is kind of a chance for these kiddos with special needs to be able to participate in the team. I've definitely had this happen a few times. We will say we were approached by Play Versus this summer, asking, hey, do we want to switch over their platform? We ultimately said no. But they are partnered with Special Olympics or whatever they're calling the Unified Champions now, I think is what the title is. So they are actually a Unified Champions organization, so you could check out Play Versus. They do, I think it's Super Smash Bros and Rocket League for the Unified Esports competitions. If you want a true competition, I think they each get like a buddy, like a buddy player, or I don't know the right phrasing that they use. And so, like Rocket League, they are playing with kind of a friend that doesn't have that necessarily that special need. So check them out if you have that interest, or if you have other things. We always do say, if you communicate with the other coaches and say, hey, could we get a fifth quarter or something like that? Hopefully, you know what we're talking about. Okay. League OS. So League OS is our main platform. This is our tournament organization platform. This is what you use to communicate. This is how you set your rosters. This is how you and actually I'll let Nate talk about this. Kind of start engaging in potential college prospects for your students. Nate, go for it.
Yeah, so happy to talk a little bit more. So much like HSCL or VHL or all these other platforms and other things, League OS is super awesome as they help us kind of get information to college coaches. And the best part about this too is that the platform doesn't share any personal information that the student doesn't have in their profile. So we'll never sell student data, student emails. We'll never send any of that stuff out that isn't open and openly shared in League OS, which is awesome. But one of the cool things that they did this year was as part of the Scholastic Esports Awards, League OS compiled a top 100 Scholastic prospects list, and these are the top kind of 100 kids across all of the games that are supported by League OS. And in Idaho, 7 of our Idaho students were featured on that top 100 list. So 7%, right? Which is huge, right? Out of the tens of thousands of kids that competed in esports over the years of 2024, 7 Idaho students were considered in the top 100. Humble brag, 3 of them were mine, but my Val players. But what's really cool about that is students on their profile in League OS can see colleges that are super interested in them. In their profile, it says like these colleges are interested in you, and all of their game stats that are tracked in League OS are automatically sent to college coaches, and really just kind of helps them get in front of that. In addition to that, this top 100 list, League OS puts on a combine for this top 100 in which they will kind of develop teams, put people all together, have people compete for the games that they made it to that top 100 list. And they all played in person, and a bunch of college recruiters were there, and they watched and they talked to them, and they got to schmooze it up and network and all sorts of things. So it is really, 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 really cool. So That is one of the big benefits to us working with League OS is this ability for us to connect. So if you are interested, we'll share out the lists where you can find that top 100 prospects list, and you can see all that. In addition to that, if you already have kids in the system, make sure that they go into their profile, get everything set up, have their emails ready to share, things like that, and set on their profiles that they are LFT, which also stands for looking for team. And that will signify to the League OS platform that they are open for college recruiters to reach out to them and start scouting them. And hopefully getting your players the ability to have major scholarships to go to college and go onto that post-secondary route. So it's awesome. It's super cool. So definitely, it was a cool experience. It was cool that we had 7 Idaho kids. We were the 4th most state, by the way, out of all the states that participated. We were the 4th most. The most had 9. So we were right there. So next year we'll be number 1. I promise.
Yeah. In addition, so League OS is very affordable for us to use. It's actually free. The way they make their money is through the college coaches. And so as a part of the agreement is they get to advertise various opportunities that they have through our Discord. Check them out. Things like this combine was posted in those announcements. They also sometimes have fall leagues and winter leagues. They do have a bit of an organization shift happening right now, so we'll see how many of those leagues that they're running going forward. But like Nate just said, there's going to be some college recruitment opportunities and a lot more. Participate in them. They're typically free. Okay. All right. Moving on. So there is a platform update on League OS that is coming. It's still technically in beta, but it's pretty functional at this point in time. It is called their dashboard. If you are logged into your League OS account, it's in the bottom left-hand corner. It looks like a speed gauge, and then there's also a comm space as well. So the dashboard is pretty nice. It's a lot more single, like compacted information instead of spread out. For those of you that have used League OS last year, this is a lot more kind of combined into one. Is it possible to be louder by chance, Nate? And then, so yeah, so this dashboard very much is pretty nice. It's a lot slicker. I did ask about the scores. That's going to be a running total for the entire, like the organization's entire year. One thing to know about League OS, you are creating a team that lasts beyond the students. So you're creating, like, I just grabbed from Standpoint Bulldog Overwatch. Like, all of my kids basically graduated last year, and so, but I'm going to be keeping the same team. It's not changing every year, a new team. I'm using the same team over and over again. So I'm going to have Bulldog Overwatch. I might put varsity and then JV and then, intramural. So you can start breaking it out like that. You don't have to do varsity and JV, but eventually, maybe potentially. They also are going to have a comms space. I haven't seen it in action yet. I think, Nate, you might have used it. I don't know if VHEL was there by fall. However, what this is going to allow is not needing Discord. So we are going to be phasing out parts of our Discord once we kind of confirm that this is working better. So this will be where all official chat happens. We won't follow anything. We won't be like looking, oh, where's your Discord messages, or what was your email, or oh, you had a phone call. Like, coaches, yes, you can have that communication amongst each other, but what we are going to look at and what we're going to enforce is League OS. I think I have it in here later, but I'm just going to cover it now. We as an organization do not support the silly. And what I mean by that is 2 years ago, I think we had 2 teams where they were neck and neck with Valorant, and they said whoever wins this duel wins, and this knife fight, and the other person came out and quote unquote accidentally got them with the pistol. Um, we don't endorse the silly, and the person who shot with the pistol and won, that's the team that won. So play to win all the time. Do not mess around. That's kind of the big thing that we got out of there. Both of these things are in beta, so things are subject to change, but they're pretty finalized at this point, I think. Nate, did you guys use comms at all?
No, but
Okay.
we're starting to use it for the Winter Blitz League. So
Okay, yeah. VHAL is what they've been using. So yeah. All right. Yeah. Actually, yeah. This is kind of that's what I was just saying. So I covered all that. For the most part, if there's any match disputes, like we said, there's 4 of us. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And most of us are coaches. So please attempt to resolve any issues between each other. And then if you can't, there is a dispute button that you should use to help us find it faster. If you just say, we have an issue, it's going to take us 10 minutes to find just the spot. So check. Please use that dispute that pops up faster for us. If you're recording, that's awesome. That helps a lot. Now, I did say that all official chat happens in the League OS client. However, if it's something like what map are we picking, and you're just doing it in game, we're typically fine with that. Like, there's a level of where we're like, okay, yeah, you would normally go in and just like communicate that in game. Okay, fine. But yeah, for the most part, please have all anything that could be up for debate put in that League OS chat. Deleted chats are viewable by us as admin and by League OS admin as well. Don't see any questions, and Ryan hasn't said anything about needing to be louder. So moving on. Someone else do this.
Yeah. So the season we have we're gonna all have one official bye week. We know everybody's spring break is different, so we'll be sending out a little Google form for you to tell us what your spring break week is, and that'll be the week you have a bye week. Otherwise, we'll be having. And correct me if I'm wrong. I think it totals is 8 weeks total, and then so 7 plus the bye week. Correct, Dalton?
7 and 6.
Okay. And so then, yeah, so that bye week, make sure you let us know for that spring break. Only one coach needs to fill this out. We don't need a bunch to get that to us. This just helps us make sure that you don't get a match scheduled during your break. It allows us to ensure that teams that aren't on break have the chance to play against each other so that we don't have multiple teams sitting out for that week because one is on break and the other one's not. And so that just really helps us out to keep the season rolling.
Cool. Nate.
all right, yeah. So following the regular season, there will be a 1 week gap, and then after that, April 7th through the 24th, we play what we call the play-ins, which is the qualifier for states. And so the way that it works is that 1 week break. We go through and we separate teams, or each team has their ranking. We separate those teams into pots, and then that week before playoffs start, we do a huge drawing for which team for your group stage. Drawing, and the groups are kind of separated. It's kind of a whole big thing, but it works very similar to how FIFA does group drawing for the World Cup. That's the easiest way I could explain it in a short amount of time. So we put teams into a group stage. You will play a round robin in which everyone in the group will play, and then the team that finishes the highest in their group will qualify for states. And it's still separated in the league. And so what that means is 4 teams from the Mountain League and 4 teams from the Pacific League will qualify to play in the in-person state final at Boise State. The high school state event will be May 15th through the 17th. This does conflict with for the first year. This year's the first year this happens. We are conflicting with traditional sports state events. So track and field, tennis, all the other spring sports, this does coincide. So if you do have a student that is a player who is dual sporting in a traditional sport, make sure they are aware of that, and so you guys can start doing that. Middle school, you guys will have a championship that's entirely online, and the scheduling for that will be handled as handed out as the season progresses. So
Yeah. Can I just jump in real quick,
go
Nate?
for it.
I just want to clarify for middle school, this is also going to count like League of Legends. We won't have an in-person event for that. But for the middle school championships, we're not going to be doing the pot system, the FIFA system. We don't have a big enough group for that. It's going to end up being a double elimination tournament, just like it was last year, based on where you end the season in your rankings, and then we'll go from there. Now, last year we had to do a lot of really finicky scheduling to make sure everybody's matches were able to be made. We're trying to streamline that, and that's what we're working with the council with. So we don't have this 100% set in stone. If you have suggestions, we'd love to hear them. But as of right now, the plan is at the same time, April 7th to 24th, we will be doing the middle school online championships, and we'll be doing those as double elimination tournament brackets based on position in the year. We will not be doing the pot system that the high school does, as we are a smaller group.
Perfect. Yeah, and one major change that we're making this year is last year. It was 3 weeks long or 2 weeks long, and we just full sent all 3 games in the same week, and we kind of threw off all the scheduling and stuff like that. That's not happening this year. Valorant will still play on Tuesdays. Overwatch, you'll play your 3 matches, 1 a week on Thursdays, and so on and so forth. So on this as well, keep this in mind. Get your players prepared. The state championship does have AP test conflicts, which is really annoying because they pushed it back a week later. But there is going to be test conflicts. Thursday the 15th, we've got all sorts of ones. And then Friday the 16th, we do have some other of the big ones as well. Physics, I can imagine, is probably going to have a lot. And comp sci might have a lot for this as well. So some of the histories might potentially overlap, but just be aware. So if you need to travel down on the 14th, also keep that potentially in mind as well for needing to reschedule. Now's a perfect time to try to get those late test scheduling, so then that way we can do that. So just communicate with your students that there are going to be AP test conflicts. So right now, for the tentative schedule, like I said, it'll be 3 weeks. It'll be a 3-week process, April 7th to the 24th. Teams will compete for top 4 in their start time, with the exception of Apex and Fortnite, and because we're going to do something slightly different that with the online stuff as well. We will be doing that. We'll continue to communicate as we go. More information will be shared with this as well. On this as well, the Monday of April 20th is Easter Monday. We will have games on Easter Monday. I know some schools might have that off, so just be aware of that. February 17th, though, being a holiday, we will not have matches that day. So Smash Bros. And Fortnite, that Monday the 17th for President's Day, there will not be matches that day. So the regular season, no matches for the holiday, and that. So we don't want to force you guys to try to figure all that out. So for the state competition dates, like I said, Fortnite and Apex will be virtual. This is simply due to the fact that there is no arena large enough to support how many people would need to be in for a lobby. And so we will be doing that virtually over those 3 weeks as well. And again, we'll communicate that as we get closer. The 4 games that will have an in-person state are Overwatch 2, Valorant, Rocket League, and Super Smash Bros. Each game will be played on a separate, or the games will be played on a separate day. So Smash Bros will be all done on one day. Rocket League will be all done on one day. Valorant will be all done on one day. Overwatch 2 will be all done on one day. So it's not, Overwatch 2 is over the spread of 3 days. It's all on one day, all at the same time. So once we get specifics laid out, we will get that communication sent out ASAP about which games are playing on which day, so you guys can plan accordingly. On this as well, we do encourage students to play multiple titles. Your one student is more than welcome to play as many games as they want, because of the fact that not a single game overlaps. With another one during the regular season. One kid could play on all 5 or all 6 rosters, right? You're more than welcome to that. However, when it comes time to the state championships, students are only allowed to compete in 1 game at a time, okay? The only games that the one game that this will impact is if a student is on Super Smash Bros. Whatever game is on the same day that Super Smash Bros. Is playing, they cannot compete on that roster, simply because we can't have one kid running from one section to another section, and we're not going to delay. We can't delay matches because a kid is finishing up one match in one game, and waiting to start in another game. So that's the reason for that rule. Again, that's only going to affect players who are playing on Super Smash Bros. Whatever game lines up on the day of the Super Smash Bros. State Championship is you just can't play both. So hopefully that's as clear as mud, and I didn't fumble too many words on that. So cool.
A couple new things for this year. We did, like we said, we did move Super Smash Bros. Down to 3v3. However, we did make that a best of 3. Should have put that in there instead of the best of 2 because that was a bit chaotic. But we were trying to keep the timing about the same, as well as open up the other opportunity for our smaller schools. Super Smash Bros. And Mario Kart, we do need an Ethernet connection happening. If your Wi-Fi is super strong and it's not super laggy, all right, you could probably get away with it. But that Ethernet connection, make it happen. I think imagine that your IT teams would be a lot more comfortable if they had a specific MAC address that they were allowing through your filter. To answer Idaho Falls, we don't know at this point in time what one matches up with SSBU. Yeah. There have been some rule changes. I dropped the ball a little bit in getting those published, so I will get those done over MLK weekend. You'll be able to see those changes on Idaho Esports, and there'll also be links to all of your guys' groups or all of your guys' games. And I would like to thank the rules scrums for participating in that and helping us with clarifying some of the rules. I think League of Legends got an update, Super Smash Bros. Got an update, and a few other. Super Smash Bros. Also got is going to be on a map rotation rather than having to do the map picking. I believe is what we decided. A virtual state for Apex and Fortnite, and Super Smash Bros. Is actually getting a theater for state to use that's just right upstairs. It should be pretty exciting. I haven't gotten to check it out. I get to check it out during IETA, which we're going to talk about here in a second. But I'm really excited because BSU was really exciting about it. So, we do have a website, as I mentioned multiple times, idahoesports.gg. We did finally get idahoesports.org. I don't know who gave it up, but they finally gave it up, and I was able to purchase it really quick. And I didn't even ask the board. I was like, I'm buying this because we need it. It just redirects to .gg. If you or a student is interested in learning or working with HTML, CSS, React, Next.js, all that type of stuff that are into coding, we are open for people to work with us. We do have a GitHub repo for everything. They're more than welcome to help make updates and make that website look better and respond better to input. We do recommend that they complete an Odin project, the foundations in React, and maybe spend a little time in Free Code Camp. Okay, let's see here. Nate.
Yes. So, new coaches, if you are new or honestly just need a refresher, please reach out to me, Nate.Sarazola at idahoesports.gg. And yes, 2 R's, 2 L's. Otherwise, I won't get your email. Or you could just email info at idahoesports.gg, and I'll make sure I see it. I have a kind of a what to expect when expecting for an esports team, little pamphlet, kind of go through a nice deep breakdown of what to kind of expect, how to maybe temper your expectations, how to set really good, smart goals for brand new coaches, or even you finished your first year and you want a refresher and want to see how that goes. Please reach out to me. All of us are pretty seasoned. This is our 5 bajillionth year doing esports. So, but I have some information, but new coaches, it's really, really, really helpful to kind of look through this and help you guys get started, and just kind of get your foot in, because it's a lot of information, a lot of stuff, a fire hose that's being driven by a wild monkey in terms of trying to gather everything. So please reach out to me, and I'll get you that information.
Garrick.
All right. So, in addition to reaching out to Nate, if you have questions and you want to get that what to expect when you're expecting an esports team, we are going to be having this is primarily geared towards middle school organizations. We're getting a bit of a shakeup in the way we're running our season. And so next Tuesday, the 21st at 4:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, we will be broadcasting this. As soon as I have links either to access the IEA Twitch or to do it through my own district's Twitch, whichever it is, I'll send those out so you have those. But it's going to, like I said, specific to middle school, we're going to be covering some information, some concerns that were raised last year that we're addressing specifically. We want to make sure that we have a better experience this year. That being said, we are going to take some time to talk to new coaches, put people into contact with other people, practice connecting the Nintendo Switches for Smash Brothers or Mario Kart, so you're able to you feel comfortable going into the season with how to make those lobbies. So if you're a new coach but you're not coaching middle school, feel free to join in with us and jump on. Know that some of the information won't be for you, but once we get to the question and answer session and we start practicing those connections, setting up those lobbies, hopefully it'll help you to feel a bit more comfortable with the way you'll be starting off. I know for me, it was pretty intimidating with some of the games I wasn't familiar with. I've always been a computer guy, not a console. So getting those Nintendo Switch lobbies set up was a little bit outside of my wheelhouse. So having this practice, we're hoping that we'll use our really experienced coaches to be able to help us out with this and to help you out as well. So, like I said, this is middle school geared, but it is not middle school exclusive. Anybody is welcome to pop in and join us. This will be where we introduce the middle school council, which is a group of several coaches that are helping to run things and organize things for the middle school season. They are volunteers, so please be nice to them. But they're a wonderful group, and I'm really happy to have them.
Okay, cool. All right. We are going to be at IETA, Idaho Educators Technology Association. I think it's in Boise. It's a pretty good conference. We're going to be offering a esports 101, which if you're at this meeting, maybe you don't need to go to. But that's going to be February 6th at 8 a.m. I don't know why they thought a bunch of gamers would be up at 8 a.m. And then there's going to be Esports 201 on the 7th at 10 at a more reasonable 10:15. 201 is a lot more for, hey, we've had a year of coaching. How do we start making this a little bit better? There are also going to be some esports competitions at that event. If you were at IETA last year, you will remember the awesome stage that we got to work off of, and that they're going to be there and they're going to be playing. I think there's also a rock band happening. Like their whole thing this year is rock band.
It's a pretty big thing.
Yeah.
I want to add to this as well. If you are not going to be there, but someone from your IT department is going to be there, and they want to talk the technical side of getting things set up, or your admin's going to be there, or someone from your school is going to be there, encourage them to come talk with us, record it, things like that. We'll try to get our session recorded or something. But one of the biggest challenges with esports is getting IT stuff set up, especially with our new requirement for Nintendo Switches being Ethernet connected, because Nintendo likes to cause problems. So if your IT department is going to be there and they're going to be there, or you're not sure if they are but want to send them the update, please share that we're going to all be there, because we're happy to kind of talk with your IT department, talk strategies, things like that on how to best set up esports for your environment. So
Okay. I think next one's me. All right. So now we're going to kind of jump into a couple sponsorships and partnerships that we got. The first one is that we did get a sponsorship with TeamSpeak. So technically speaking, they are our preferred voice communication platform. We can help you guys get a school license for more than the 32 simultaneous users if you need. And fun thing that I learned this last month is that you can run a TeamSpeak server on a Raspberry Pi. So I actually have a Raspberry Pi just plugged in on my over in the corner, and the kids connect to it and they're able to have comms. We actually tested and it was less of a lag than Discord. What's also nice is your IT department does not need to open up a port to anywhere. You can stay all in You can stay all inside of your own network. They don't have to be able to go out unless you use like the fancy version. So I personally recommend it. Like that's all that we're using now. I talked to a college former pro and his thing on Discord and TeamSpeak. He said Discord for the community, TeamSpeak for the comms. So definitely check that out. If you need more than 32 concurrent users, you can make it work. I also love TeamSpeak because once the day's over, I can just unplug it and it's done, and I don't have to monitor it all night and have a bunch of bots monitoring it, which is very nice. And the kids can access it outside of school hours, or they're outside of the school. So yeah, if you want to talk with that, definitely open to it and willing to chat with you on how to make TeamSpeak work. Yeah. Continuing with our groups, we do now have a partnership with Exclaim Apparel. We do love our local print shops, and if you have a local print shop that's doing your jerseys, keep using them. Like, don't support the mom and pop if you can. However, if you don't and you want to get a jersey or you want to get a online store, we have partnered up with Exclaim Apparel so that you can, as an IEA member, if you have if you're an IE member, you can actually get a discount on all their apparel, and you can create a store for your parents and fans to buy gear, and you actually get a portion of those proceeds. And you can even like mark down spots and have like a cheap version, like a cheaper one for your players, so they're not seeing the full markup. You're seeing what you can get max discount. This is a link if you want it. It also is available on our website. I can't remember. I think I put it in about like join us or something like that. And you can click on that and it'll actually connect you. If you don't join through that, you don't get the discount. So I definitely recommend it. You can't see me because we didn't put our video feeds on here, but like I got like a nice kind of like polo, and if you go to IETA, you'll see some new swag that the board got for ourselves, and so it'll be pretty nice. But like I said, if you want a mom and pop shop, use a pop shop. One thing I like about Exclaim is there's no minimum orders. I like them over BSN just for that. And your store is always open. It's always live. And whenever someone orders something, they make it, they send it. I think it was like a 2-week turnaround, maybe 3 with the holidays for our gear that we got.
It was super fast.
Yeah, it was super fast.
It was 3 weeks with Christmas and New Year's in between, so it's
Yeah.
pretty fast.
Yep. Yeah, that's our big thing. Okay. Yeah. Let's see here. All right, here's one that I'm super excited about is Extra Life. So we are teaming up with Extra Life and the Children's Miracle Hospital Network. I think they might actually say the Children's Miracle Network Hospital or something like that. St. Luke's in Boise and Sacred Heart in Spokane to help bring gaming to 6 kids by gaming. Our goal this year is $10,000 raised. And the school who gets the most money via Extra Life is going to be able to win a traveling trophy, and the top earning student in our state will probably also win some prizes. We're still kind of figuring out this. It's a little bit new. Actually, during this email during this email chain, we were told that yes, we can use a computer in whatever computer we want as a giveaway or a raffle. We're going to be doing a raffle for a computer to help raise money. But you know, if you don't know Extra Life, it's just such a cool organization. It's there to help kind of, when those kids are in those hospitals not having a great time, they can have a little bit of joy in their lives with some gaming. So I'm just really excited for it. We'll share more information as we get out. The hope is maybe this year we might be a little light, but next year maybe it's a little bit more of a potential focus, and we're going to be able to help those kiddos at St. Luke's and at Sacred Heart. We chose Sacred Heart because I'm located up in Sandpoint, and they're our nearest like Children's Miracle Hospital, so I had to try and send some funds that way. Let's see, here we go. Oh, and Valhalla, this one's actually really new. This happened, I think, like 2 days ago. If you need some more competition or we're not offering what you want, someone on YouTube said, I need Marvel Rivals. Valhalla is offering it. And because you are a part of the IEA, you are able to get a 25% discount just for being from the state of Idaho because of our agreement that we have in that. The thing that we are going to ask is please don't cannibalize our season for that. They tell us that they're pretty good about helping kind of support what we're doing, and we'll try and push you back to like, no, maybe you should just do this. As a bonus, they're also using League OS, so your team just gets ported over super easily, and so you don't even have to like do much work on it. Nate, you had an experience with Valhalla.
Yeah. So my Overwatch 2 team has competed with them in the fall, and I have a rivals team in their kind of free event in the winter. They're super awesome, a super small team. But yeah, using the League OS platform was super easy. I was like, hey, can I just convert the teams that I have from Idaho into yours? And they're like, yep. And it was like 2 button clicks and my teams are already over. So it was super awesome. I think it's somewhere for us, it was like $45 per kid. But with the 25% discount, it's there. So it is a little bit on the pricier end. I would say, right, the beauty of the VHEL and where I would encourage is it is a national league. And so coaches who have kids who are, or teams that are on a pretty high level, it's definitely a really cool way to coexist with our league, to play and continue having them national. If you're like, I don't want to balance that, VHL is amazing and perfect for us to get involved in, or for you to get involved in the fall and the winter as well. So, but yeah, if your students are frothing at the mouth to have Marvel Rivals, and just absolutely need to get that fix, then VHL will have a Marvel Rivals season. Their matches are on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Pacific. So it won't overlap with our matches, maybe a little bit Apex, but it won't overlap with us. So you're more than welcome to do both. So yeah.
And then we always get questions like what other organizations are out there. We also like, for me, I recommend Generation Esports. They're a great group to work with as well. Very open to the idea of high school and middle school esports existing in the same space with each other, versus other companies that have a little poor reputation with that. Yeah, there's definitely other opportunities out there. If we're not if we're not scratching that itch that you need, let us know. We can definitely help you guys find a spot that might help you as well. Let's see, was that? I think that's almost. Yeah, check out our socials. We have an X account, we have a YouTube account, we have a Twitch account, as some of you know. Facebook, I don't know if I actually finished Facebook. Setting that one up. We do have a GitHub, if you have kids that are interested in all of that type of stuff. And like we said this before, we're all volunteers. So if you or a student wants like experience as a social media manager, let us know. Like I will give you every password. So yeah, we're always open to that. Like, spread the love. Hopefully, you can help work that through. Um, yeah. So yeah, if there's any questions, you're definitely welcome to stick around and ask them. However, beyond that, registration should be open. If not, let us know because I probably messed up somewhere in setting it up. So go ahead and thanks for joining us. It's been a pleasure. Good luck. Have fun this season.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for being out here with us. We know it's longer than some people expected, but this is awesome. Excited for this year.